weer hardloop.
Kom het drop hier.
Good afternoon, welcome to it. It is round number 4 of the Sibanye Super League Shield. Hard running rugby on the cards. Of course, this is a special edition of the competition. Round number 4 between these big two teams in this competition. Of course, Nylstroom Rugby Club playing at home. You can see them as they kick off. They're playing in the dark blue and green strip. They taking on the Sibanye-Stillwater's Wildebeest Rugby Club. Big, hard running rugby on the cards this afternoon. In terms of a quick weather check, of course, we had a little bit of rainy weather earlier on. So we are expecting slippery conditions underfoot for both these teams. Hopefully, they've put on the right boots for this afternoon's rugby action in the special competition, the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield, round number 4. Nice and easy exit here by the Sibanye-Stillwater. Wildebeest patiently waiting to gather their ball is their hooker, the man that they call the Beast. Rotolo. That's his surname, patiently waiting for the ball here. Of course, when you look at these two outfits, lots of physical rugby expected this afternoon. You can already see by the physique of the forward pack of both these teams. Let's see how they use the first line out this afternoon. Brilliant line out here. Let's watch how they use it. Absolutely brilliant carry by their number 8, Siyanda. Level, their vice captain. On your screen. A nice, interesting decision being taken here earlier on by the Wildebeest, going for a long kick, about 50 meters. Let's see if their fly half can handle his business this afternoon. Valasi, a brave man early on in this encounter, choosing for a long kick. Can he slot this away? Just 3 minutes into this encounter, Wildebeest looking to apply some scoreboard pressure early on. Monster kick. He's got the distance, unfortunately doesn't have the precision. The man with the number 13 on his back. Their skipper, their captain, Brandon Ramatsoma. Early decision by the captain, looking to apply scoreboard pressure, not necessarily going according to plan. Supporters on the touchline wondering if the number 14 from the Wildebeest, if his foot was actually in touch. Referee didn't see it, so it matters not. Quite a close contest that we've seen so far in the first 3 minutes of this game. Wildebeeste asserting themselves early on in this encounter. With these teams slowly but surely finding their feet, a lot of people will say that Nylstroom Rugby Club are the favorites. First scrum contest for this afternoon. We spoke about the conditions. A little bit of rain earlier on, slippery conditions underfoot. Let's see how this forward pack actually use the scrum. Brilliant, brilliant scrum by the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Asserting early dominance. Just the manner in which Prinsloo, the Nylstroom scrummy, was able to feed that ball quickly, waiting patiently at the back of that scrum. Brilliant, brilliant scrum as well. You look at vital players in that forward pack. I mean, that hooker, Sydney Maswanganyi, he's vital to this Nylstroom Rugby Club's engine room this afternoon, as we see the Wildebeeste running straight into contact, asking the right questions. Slippery hands, unfortunately, letting down the Wildebeeste. Nylstroom Rugby Club looking to gain a little bit of territory. Conditions making the game very, very difficult so far. That ball being a little bit slippery. Both these teams will want to ensure that they find the man in which they're trying to pass. Absolutely brilliant kick by the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Finding a little bit of momentum. Just the man in which that passage of play unfolded. Both these teams kicking for territory. Wildebeeste unfortunately not finding touch. Slippery hands from Nylstroom, but it matters not. That beautiful kick giving them distance. Line out option here. That ball almost being lost. Yet again, slippery hands. The eighth man from the Sibanye, Wildebeeste. Siyanda, level. Nice kick. Playing the territory game here. All the Wildebeeste. Nylstroom with ball in hand. Conradi running into space. Brilliant, brilliant carry. You can hear the supporters in the background backing their team here. Nylstroom definitely having the upper hand so far in this game. Being patient at ruck time. Prinsloo looking to spread that ball. Unfortunately, Conradi not being able to hold on. Momentum slowly but surely building for the Nylstroom Rugby Club this afternoon. 7 minutes into this encounter, an even contest so far. Of course, in terms of the points, only the Sibanye Wildebeeste having an option to go for the penalty. Their skipper not being able to slot away the 3 points. Brandon losing out on the 3 points. Yet another scrum, second scrum of this contest. Quick feed here by the Wildebeeste. Golose. Great physical rugby. Running straight into contact. Weighing their options. Great chemistry, stringing together a few passes here. Nice build-up of momentum. Running straight down the middle. Looking to muscle their way through. There's an Nylstroom defense. Penalty going the way of the Wildebeeste. Knock on there. Another big scrum on the 50-meter mark. Let's have a quick look at the forward pack that will be looking to make this one count for the Sibanye Wildebeeste. Kopolo, Rotolo, as well as the big chief. They'll be looking to make this one count. Sibanye Wildebeeste with ball in hand. Can they make the scrum count on the 50-meter mark? Massive, massive scrum here. Being patient. Wildebeeste scrummy taking way too long. Nylstroom supporters being incredibly vocal. Big, big, big scrum. Sydney Maswanganyi. Nylstroom Rugby Club hooker being a vital, vital component of that forward pack, handling his business in that scrum. Another scrum opportunity here. This time, Nylstroom Rugby Club with ball in hand. Prinsloo, their scrummy. Let's quickly see how he uses this one on the 50-meter mark. Quick feed. Solid scrum. Collapsing slightly. There it is. Looking for that combination. Referee calling them back. Sibanye, Wildebeeste. I'll remind you earlier on, this is round about the spot where the Wildebeeste decided to go for 3 points. Missing those. That kick by Brandon, their captain, had all the distance, not the accuracy. This time, it's a scrum. Can the Sibanye Wildebeeste use this one quite well? Let's see how this one unfolds. The scrums have been brilliant for both these teams this afternoon. Quick feed here. Holose. Unfortunately, Sibanye Wildebeeste not being able to use that scrum. Looking at the scrum percentages this afternoon, Nylstroom Rugby Club, they're in full control of the physical contest. We spoke about their big hooker, Sydney Maswanganyi, being such a vital part. He's been the rock in that forward pack. That engine room from the Nylstroom Rugby Club seems to be a well-oiled machine. Line-out opportunity here. The man with the number 25 on his back. How does he use this one? Sydney Maswanganyi. Let's see. Opportunity here. Solid execution of the line out. Falls perfectly into a rolling maul, building momentum. Nylstroom looking good, getting the advantage as well by the referee. Building momentum. That ball being perfectly positioned at the back of that rolling maul. Taking his time at the back of that ruck. Prinsloo looking to string it together. A few passes here. Absolutely brilliant. Nylstroom Rugby Club securing the first try of the game. Quick highlight reel here as Nylstroom secures that first try. Perfectly executed line out from about 30 meters out from the Wildebeeste try line. Perfectly executed rolling maul. Unfortunately, the defense of the Sibanye Wildebeeste being tested properly for the first time, not being able to stop that maul. Stringing together a few passes. Nylstroom looked so good. Securing that first try of the game. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Their fly half, Valdu Creer, slotting away the conversion as well. The home team, Nylstroom Rugby Club, smiling from ear to ear at the moment. They're looking good. 13 minutes into this encounter, they lead this battle. 7 points to 0. Sibanye Wildebeeste, they've had a few opportunities in the last 13 minutes, unfortunately not being able to make it count. Nylstroom Rugby Club drawing first blood. I'll remind you, this is round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield competition. We talk about club rugby being the heartbeat of South African rugby. And that's exactly what we're bringing you this afternoon. As you see, the Wildebeeste not being able to use that ball there, being pushed out by Nylstroom, using the touch line as a 16th player. It's always good when you play smart rugby. Use that touch line, gives you a little bit of an option. Let's see how Nylstroom used this line out. Good contest by the Wildebeeste, not necessarily being able to use their jumper. He got a hand onto it, but not being able to hold on to it. Another scrum opportunity here in terms of the scrum battle this afternoon. Players like Mnisi, Sydney, Maswanganyi have been solid for Nylstroom this afternoon. Let's see how they use the scrum. Sibanye, Wildebeeste. They'll be looking for a solid scrum. Quick feed here by the scrummy. Passing that ball. Great combination here. Asking the right questions, all the Wildebeeste. Yet again, Nylstroom Rugby Club looking rock solid in their defensive structures. Another solid carry here by the Wildebeeste 8-man. Their vice captain, Siyanda, level. Pushing through, gaining meter after meter. About 22 meters out from the try line. Nylstroom being tested properly for the first time in this encounter. The defensive structures will have to be rock solid. Wildebeeste passing Brandon, their skipper, the man with the number 13 on his back. Penalty. Going the way of the Nylstroom Rugby Club. We spoke about it in that build-up. The first time that they would be tested properly. Surviving their first test. Looking for a nice banana kick here. Nylstroom smiling from ear to ear at the moment. 16 minutes into this encounter. Scoreboard sits at 7 points to the home team, Nylstroom. SIBANYE-STILLWATER, Wildebeeste Rugby Club. Unfortunately, they haven't scored a single point so far. Missed 3 points earlier on. Great line out here by Nylstroom. Great combination. Cutting through the Wildebeeste here. Watch the passes go. Supporters on their feet. Absolutely brilliant rugby here. Nylstroom. There it is. Supporters on their feet. 12 points on the board for the Nylstroom Rugby Club. You can't stop a machine that is just clicking perfectly. You talk about momentum. Nylstroom, they've got it all. You talk about chemistry in that back line. Nylstroom are looking good. Just their ability to go from defense, convert that into offense. Brilliant. Rock solid. Can they slot away 2 points here in their conversion? Valdu Creer. Let's see what he does here. Taking his time, here's Valdu. Nice and easy. Yes, Valdu. Perfect kicking record so far. 2 opportunities from the kicking tee. 2 tries, 2 conversions. Nylstroom Rugby Club. They're cruising nicely. They're quite happy. Sibanye, Wildebeeste. They'll be scratching their heads at the moment. 18 minutes into this encounter. Tough battle so far between these 2 teams, physically. But in terms of the scoreboard, Nylstroom have been absolutely brilliant. Quick restart here. Brilliant take by the Wildebeeste. What a hit! Ho-ho! Great physical rugby. Brilliant take by Tapelo, the number 4 from the Wildebeeste. And yet again, we spoke about smart rugby by Nylstroom, using that touchline as a 16th man, applying a little bit of pressure. I mean, going for an easy option there. When the man is so close to the line, rather just push him out. He's got the ball. Brilliant, smart rugby from Nylstroom. Yet again, solid line-outs. Great combination of passes. Captain for the Wildebeeste, combining brilliantly with his back line. Brilliant response here by the Sibanye-Stillwaters. Wildebeeste, 5 points on the board, securing their first try. 19 minutes into this encounter, saying that yes, we might be playing away from home. The pressure might be on us, but we can show you how to play some great rugby as well in terms of that build-up as well. Started off with that great take from their number 4, Tapelo. Since then, solid line-out by the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Turnover ball for the Wildebeeste, leading to that brilliant try. First try of the game for the Sibanye-Stillwaters Wildebeeste. Can they add 2 points here? Solid kick. The man who tried the penalty early on, you can see that this is a confident man. Slotting away those 2 points, securing the conversion, closing the gap between themselves and Nylstroom to just 7 points. First stanza of this game done and dusted. 14 points to the home team, the Nylstroom Rugby Club. 7 points to the Sibanye-Stillwaters Wildebeeste. Solid take yet again by Tapelo, the number 4 of the Wildebeeste. Solid pass, finding a few meters here. Big carry. Nelane, solid carry. Knocking on the door of opportunity are the Wildebeeste. Yet again, slippery hands, but being able to hold on to it. Quick running feet, a little bit of a goose step, gaining all the meters, pushing men out his way. Wildebeeste, yes sir. Nylstroom breathing a sigh of relief. Penalty going their way. Wildebeeste. Their head coach, Frikkie Volmerans, he'll be a little bit upset with that one. Sibanye-Stillwater. Wildebeeste had all the momentum in that short passage of play. However, lack of concentration, small errors, small mistakes creeping into their game here are the Wildebeeste. Sydney Maswanganyi, let's see how they use this line out. Nylstroom. The referee just asking for that ball to be removed from the field of play. Sydney Maswanganyi, he's been vital for Nylstroom. Brilliant passes. Great chemistry here by Nylstroom. Chip and chase here. Conradi, can he get it? Missing out. Being reminded there that you can't predict the bounce of the ball. It is rugby after all. Conradi not being able to get that ball. Armand Conradi, the man with the number 11 on his back for the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Not holding on to that one. But Sydney Maswanganyi, yet again, another opportunity for him. Solid line-outs. Nylstroom, they've been brilliant in terms of their line-outs. Weighing their option. Tapelo being called back. Thought that he'd gotten an interception there. Unfortunately, not the case for Tapelo. For the Sibanye-Stillwaters. The Wildebeeste. This should be interesting. Within the 22 of the Wildebeeste. How does Nylstroom Rugby Club use this one? Putting down the shoulder, running straight into space. Taking their time is Prinsloo, weighing his options. Big hit, big shoulder. Wildebeeste fighting back. Choosing to run the ball out of their territory, finally going for the easy exits are the Wildebeeste. Not necessarily getting the distance that he wanted, but building momentum here. 16 minutes left in this first half. Looking at this game so far, Nylstroom Rugby Club, they've had the slight upper hand. Great physical battles at scrum time. Lineouts have been brilliant. Not having missed. Going for a long line out here. Being penalized, Sydney Masonganye. He'd be a little bit disappointed. They've looked so good in terms of their lineouts. Unfortunately, that one being a skew throw. Well spotted by the referee. Another scrum opportunity here. How do the Sibanye Wildebeeste use this opportunity? Nylstroom, they'll be looking for more of the same. They've been rock solid at scrum time. Let's see how they use it. Whoa, big scrum by Nylstroom. Sibanye-Stillwater, Wildebeeste with ball in hand. Trying to get themselves out of a little bit of defensive trouble. Looking for the long kick. Gaining a little bit of territory. Conradi. Tapelo securing that ball, indicating to his team that he's going for the up and under, not going for that option, running straight into space. Advantage being given by the referee. Big hit, big tackle by Nylstroom. Wildebeeste still with ball in hand. Stringing together a few solid passes here. Big shoulder. Not gaining many meters. Wildebeeste building their phases. Their fly half being pushed back. Valisi not gaining the meters that he was expecting. Always encouraging to see great, positive, fast-running rugby being played here by the Sibanye Wildebeeste. Just a reminder, this is the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield competition, round number 4 on the cards. Live action coming to you on the Global Sports Network YouTube channel. Remember, we are live. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Great sporting action coming to you every single week. Let's see how the Wildebeeste use this opportunity. A reminder, penalty was missed earlier on. Brilliant kick. Yes, he's got the distance. Yes, he's got the accuracy. Sibanye Wildebeeste moving up to 10 points. Brandon, captain for the Wildebeeste, fixing his mistakes from earlier on, reminding us that he's a quality player, shaking off those errors, slotting away a solid penalty for the Wildebeeste. Solid take here as we see the restart. 12 minutes left in this first half. 14, Nylstroom Rugby Club, 10 points to the Wildebeeste. They've got ball in hand. That ball being a little bit slippery. Yet again, the conditions being a big talking point in this encounter. As I say that, slippery ball being lost there. 12 minutes on the board. We saw the Wildebeeste slotting away a penalty. Can we see more of the same from Nylstroom? kicking tee being brought to him. Yes, sir. First penalty of the game for the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Valducrier. Let's see how he uses this one. He's been rock solid off the kicking tee. I'll remind you, 2 conversions already being slotted away by this man with the number 10 on his back, playing with a lot of flair, playing with a lot of confidence. Just a man in which he's been somewhat of a general in that back line, taking on the responsibility here. Can he slot away this penalty? Taking his time, trusting his processes here. Fortunately not. First little blemish on Valducrier's kicking record so far in this game. 29 minutes into this encounter. He slotted away 2 conversions. The penalty not necessarily going according to plan. He had the distance, not the accuracy. But it matters not. They still lead by 14 points. Horrible kick by the Wildebeeste. Tapelo with a solid carry. Passes not going according to plan. Feels a little bit like a hot potato there. Wildebeeste being able to recover, courtesy of their 8th man, Siyanda level, their vice captain. Supporters here calling for a knock on. Referee not agreeing. A little bit of a goose step here by the Wildebeeste. Tapelo, he's been so important for this team. Wildebeeste running into space, combining. Brandon knocking on that ball. Nylstroom Rugby Club running into space. Conditions. Wet ball being a big talking point so far. Valducrier kicking into space. Wildebeeste. Here's that man yet again. The man with the number 8 on his back for the Wildebeeste. Siyanda level. Wildebeeste scrummy, taking his time, looking for the right option. Kolose. Solid high defensive line being played here by Nylstroom. Looking to find space with that kick. Yes, sir. Watch the Sibanye. Wildebeeste smiling, slowly but surely, growing in confidence in the second stanza of this game. Great kicking option there. Finding touch beautifully. 9 minutes left in this first half. Sibanye, Stillwater, Wildebeeste Rugby Club. They find themselves on 10 points, having had a few opportunities earlier on, not necessarily being able to convert, but in the second stanza, playing some fantastic rugby. In terms of the team in green and the navy blue strip, Nylstroom Rugby Club, they've had a slight upper hand in this game so far. They've looked solid, taking their opportunities early on. They'll be looking to close off this first half on a good note. Long throw by Sydney Maswanganye, not going according to plan. Wildebeeste taking full advantage of that horrible line-out by Nylstroom. Big hits. Einar might need a little bit of ice after that one. Combination of passes working nicely here. Cutting through them like a hot knife through butter. Fast running rugby. Conradi not being able to stop the Wildebeeste. There it is. Nzenene, the man with the number 14 on his back for the Sibanye. Wildebeeste. He's had a few touches, looked good this afternoon. In that moment, taking full advantage, being able to beat his defender. Conradi not being able to stop Nzenene. Securing. Try number 2 for the Sibanye. Wildebeeste this afternoon. We've got a contest on our hands here. Can Brandon, the captain of the Sibanye, Wildebeeste. Slot away this penalty. He's got the distance, got the accuracy. Supporters in the stands, jumping for joy. Sibanye, Wildebeeste taking control in the last 10 minutes of this game. 17-14 on the scoreboard. Nylstroom Rugby Club, for the first time in this game, trailing behind on the scoreboard. Can they use the next 6 minutes? Solid take here by Nylstroom, being able to turn over the ball in their favor. Prinsloo, how does he use it? Valducreer slicing through them, not finding his man. Fans growing a little bit frustrated in the stands. Wildebeeste still with ball in hand. Long kick for territory. Let's see. Armand Cornradi running into contact, not being shy of the physical contest. Advantage being played here by the referee. Nylstroom, they're looking to close this 3-point gap on the scoreboard. 5 minutes left. How do they use it? Brilliant kick. Valducreer. Yes, sir. Solid offload. Nylstroom running over these players like they're hurdles. There it is. Taking their time here. Spreading the ball. Great combination of passes. Holding on to that ball. Picking up that ball is the number 7. Can he combine with Conradi? Hendrik, the man with the number 7 on his back, finding the space. Choosing to slow the ball down a little bit. They're within the 22 of the Wildebeeste is Nylstroom. How do they use it here? Watch Valdu at the back of that ruck. Combinations working brilliantly here for Nylstroom. Taking their time. Coming back to the left-hand side of the field. Here's Nylstroom. Looking to put down that shoulder. Knocking on the door of opportunity. Another shoulder being put down. Sydney Maswanganyi. Prinsloo taking their time. Referee calling them back for that advantage that he gave earlier on. Nylstroom Rugby Club. How do they use this one? They've scored from a similar position earlier on. We saw that try that led to their first opportunity here. There it is. Referee not agreeing. Not a try. Giving advantage to the Wildebeeste. Supporters in the stands getting a little bit emotional, thinking that was a try. Referee taking full control of this game, not allowing the supporters to govern his decisions. And that's the role of a referee. Be fair, be just, and make the right call. All contributing to the fairness of this round number 4 battle between the Sibanye Wildebeeste as well as the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Quick feed here by the Wildebeeste. Solid scrum. Nylstroom yet again gaining the upper hand at scrum time. Dropping the knee there. Wildebeeste. Quick tap here, running into contact. Nylstroom Rugby Club being pushed out his way. Nylstroom taking their time. about 1 meter away from the try line. Going for the left-hand side of the field. Yes! Yes! That's it! That try that was denied earlier on, now given. Nylstroom Rugby Club. They move up to 19 points. We asked that important question after the Wildebeeste secured their second try. We asked, can Nylstroom secure another try before the end of this first half? I'll remind you, when I mentioned that, there was 6 minutes left in this first half. And guess what? They've done exactly that. Quick change here in terms of the man who handles the kicking duties for this conversion. Valdo Creer giving the opportunity to Tian, the man with the number 15 on his back. His first kick of the game. Supporters giving him a little bit of encouragement, saying Muni warini, ons sal regmaak. Of course, that's the story of rugby. It's not over until it's over. 30 seconds left in this first half. Sibanye, Wildebeeste, they found themselves on 17 points, trailing 2 points behind the Nylstroom Rugby Club. They find themselves on 19 points. 15 seconds left in this first half. Nylstroom, they can hold on to the ball, take full control, take their time. They don't even need to rush it. Brilliant kick here. Finding touch. What a kick. Quick play here by the Wildebeeste. Slippery feet. Siyanda. Level. Vice captain of the Wildebeeste. Slipping there. This should be the last scrum of this first half. No scrum at all. Absolutely rock solid rugby right here at the Strijdom High School. Round number 4 of the SIBANYE-STILLWATER Super League Shield. Brilliant, brilliant rugby in this first half. We've got a solid contest on our hands. Let me take you through that first half that we've seen so far. 19 points on the board for the Nylstroom Rugby Club. 17 points for the Sibanye. Wildebeeste. The first stanza of the game, that's exactly when Nylstroom were in full control, scoring 2 quick tries, taking full control of this game. At some point, they were 14 points up, being able to turn defense into offense quite quickly. Great running rugby in that back line by players like Conradi, players like Tian, and of course their general, their fly half, Valdo Creer, their captain, being so important. Then in the second stanza, a little bit of a different script was written by the Sibanye Wildebeeste, building a little bit of momentum. The man who handled their kicking tee, their captain Brandon, being so good in terms of slotting away 2 conversions, securing a penalty as well, building that momentum. But in my opinion, a man who deserves a lot of credit, and I'm sure a man who will get a nice warm hug from the head coach of the Wildebeeste, Frikkie Wolmerans, is Tapelo, the man with the number 4 on his back. He was so important on the right-hand side of the field for the Wildebeeste. He was brilliant under the high ball, being able to run into space, putting down the shoulder as well. And his runs into space created opportunities for the Wildebeeste time and time again. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Just a reminder, we are coming to you live on the Global Sport Network. We're live on YouTube. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe every single week, bringing you great, fast running rugby and other sporting codes. As you know, Sport Network, only bringing you the best in sporting action. The only thing that you have to do is support us by clicking that subscribe button. Round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. First half done and dusted between these two teams. Nylstroom Rugby Club leading by 2 points, 19 to 17 points. A gigantic, rock-solid battle lies ahead in that second half. Grab some popcorn, grab a cool drink, grab a coffee, your beverage of choice, your snack of choice. More rugby coming your way in that second half.
Sizawina manje noba siwile njani.
I'll remind you, this is round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Both these teams looking to apply themselves this afternoon. Sun coming out so beautifully. Building up into the second half. Nylstroom Rugby Club looking at that scoreboard, leading by 2 points. 19 to 17 points. Sibanye Wildebeeste. They've been rock solid in that second stanza of the game. Pulling back, gaining a little bit of control in this game so far. Let's see how they handle the pressure in the second half as we see a restart here. Solid take by the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Taking their time here. There's that player yet again for Nylstroom. Sydney Maswanganyi. He's been rock solid in that first half. Can we see more of the same in the second half? Nylstroom Rugby Club. Prinsloo asking the right questions, running into space, combining brilliantly with his teammates in the back line. Watch that man go. Yes, sir. Nylstroom Rugby Club starting the second half brilliantly. Less than 1 minute into the second half. Watch that man go. Adding his name to the highlight reel for this afternoon. Great combination of passes. We spoke about the chemistry of this Nylstroom Rugby Club in that first half. Just their ability to pass that ball around. I'll remind you, conditions are making things a little bit difficult for both these teams, that ball being a little bit slippery. But Nylstroom, specifically, Prinsloo, brings so brilliant. Let's see what Tian does here. Late in that first half, can he fix those mistakes from earlier on? Taking his time here. Let's see how he handles it. Long kick. It's got somewhat of the distance. Accuracy being the challenge at the moment. The man with the number 15 on his back, Tian. He'll be scratching his head a little bit, looking to fix those mistakes in the second half. Of course, the man who handled the kicking duties earlier on was their skipper, their fly half, Valdu Creer. That's the man who handled their duties earlier on, giving over that responsibility to Tian. Tian missing 2 so far, but worry not, lots of time on the clock where he can fix his mistakes. We're coming to you live on the Global Sports Network, bringing you great sporting action every single week, live on YouTube. Remember to like, remember to share, remember to subscribe. Support us as we showcase the brilliance of club rugby across the country. First line-out opportunity here for the Sibanye, Wildebeeste. Spreading that ball, yes. Asking the right questions. Oh, yet again, hot potato. Wildebeeste not holding on. That ball is slippery. The conditions, the weather, being a big part of this game so far. How do they adapt is the question. How do both these teams use their opportunities? Line out opportunity. Wildebeeste taking full advantage. Looking for a solid carry. Are the Wildebeeste. They've still got ball in hand. Asking the right questions. Building momentum are the Wildebeeste. Passes combining brilliantly. Looking for turnover ball here. Advantage being given to Nylstroom. Supporters being so vocal this afternoon. 5 minutes into the second half. Nylstroom Rugby Club still in full control. 24 points on the board. 17 points to the Wildebeeste. First 5 minutes so far in the second half seems to be a little bit slower, a little bit more controlled by both these teams. But Nylstroom Rugby Club looking to have a slight advantage. We know the pedigree of this team. We know what they bring to the table and what they bring to this competition. Watch them go. Watch them go. Big scrum here. by Nylstroom Rugby Club. Supporters getting involved, being vocal. Watch this team go. This team rock solid. So good. We are in the third stanza of the game. 6 minutes into this round number 4 battle between the Sibanye, the Wildebeeste. They're playing in black. The Nylstroom Rugby Club playing in their iconic navy blue and green strip. In the second half, Wildebeeste, they're playing from right to left on your screen. The team with the momentum, Nylstroom Rugby Club, they're playing from left to right on your screen. Brilliant lineouts. Let's see how they use it here. Val du Creer combining nicely with his forward players, looking to assert themselves physically. Taking his time, Prinsloo looking for the chip and chase here. Can they secure it? Not being able to secure the ball. There it is. Absolutely brilliant. Second try in the second half for the Nylstroom Rugby Club. You can hear their supporters being so vocal. They came out to support their team. They were expecting a good contest. I think many of these supporters will tell you they weren't expecting to dominate this game in the way that they are. Such good rugby. The chip and chase working brilliantly. For Nylstroom, shows the creativity, shows the thinking, kicking that ball perfectly into space. Wildebeeste not being able to secure the ball. Nylstroom taking full advantage. Yet again, another change in terms of the kicking duties. Seems that the captain, Val du Creer, he's taken back that responsibility. Good decision. Very good decision by Jannie Venter, the head coach of the Nylstroom Rugby Club, making that decision, saying that Val du Creer has to take full control of the kicking duties yet again, after we saw the man with the number 15 on his back, Tian, missing 2 kicks earlier on. Valdu slotting away those 2 points, reminding us of his class. Quick restart here. Solid take under the high ball by Nylstroom. Patient game here. They're in full control. 31 points on the board. 17 to the Wildebeeste. 31 minutes left in the second half. There's that man again, Sydney Maswanganyi, putting down that shoulder. Nice chip into space by Valdu. Number 15 of the Wildebeeste, Andy, securing that ball. Brandon, number 13 for the Wildebeeste, their captain. He's been a little bit quiet so far in the second half. Advantage being given to the Wildebeeste. Quick tap and run here. Watch the number 7 for the Wildebeeste. He was looking for the pass there, not finding his man, but being in a fortunate position, securing the knock on are the Wildebeeste. They've still got ball in hand. Quick tap and run here. Siyanda, level, vice captain of the Wildebeeste. Let's see what they do here. Within the 22. Oh, yet again, the biggest talking point in this game. Wet conditions, ensuring that that ball is incredibly slippery. You might need a pair of gloves for that ball. Unfortunately, Nylstroom Rugby Club struggling a little bit with that wet ball. 11 minutes into the second half. 29 minutes left in this game so far. Nylstroom Rugby Club on 31 points. Sibanye-Stillwater Wildebeeste on 17 points. We're expecting another big scrum here. Looking at the last 50 minutes of this game so far, Nylstroom Rugby Club, they've been so dominant at scrum time. There have been moments where the Wildebeeste have tried to fight back, but class and pedigree rises to the top as we see another big scrum. Referee will ask them to reset. That scrum just popping up at the top there. But you can see that physicality by players like Sydney Maswanganyi, their hooker, tight head prop, Mnisi. They've been so good. Let's see how they use the scrum. They're within the 22 of the Nylstroom Rugby Club or the Wildebeeste. Can they close the gap on the scoreboard? Nice scrum here. Prinsloo waiting patiently for that ball. But Nylstroom Rugby Club choosing to run the ball out of their territory, not going for the kicking option here. Let's see. As I say that, they do go for that kicking option. Watch players like Conradi immediately running up, ensuring that the Wildebeeste don't go for that quick and easy throw. Shows the concentration from this Nylstroom Rugby Club. Conradi showing that even though they are leading on the scoreboard, they're still focused. They're still locked in. 27 minutes in this battle. Nylstroom Rugby Club taking on the Sibanye Wildebeeste. Big battle here. Round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Wildebeeste, let's see how they use this one. Solid line-out opportunity, brilliantly executed. Losing that ball forward there. Right on the 22-meter line. The man with the number 8 on his back. Siyanda level, losing that ball. Nylstroom taking full advantage, running into space. What a pass! Wildebeeste looking rock solid in terms of their defense. Quick running feet by Jeremy Botma, number 14 of Nylstroom. Slowly but surely featuring in this game, being a little bit quiet in that first half, but the second half he's putting up his hand. 25 minutes left in this encounter. Referee calling the skippers, the captains, a little bit closer, taking full control of this game. That's exactly what you want to see from the referee. The vice captain, Siyanda level of the Wildebeeste, receiving a little bit of medical attention here. Hopefully nothing too serious. Of course, the Wildebeeste know how important he is to their game. He's been so solid as their big man at the back of the scrum, being so strong in terms of the carries that we've seen from him this afternoon. Yes, they might be trailing on the scoreboard, but he's one of those players that are top class, not allowing the scoreboard pressure to get to him. He'll be vital in the last 24 minutes for the Wildebeeste. Tian, nice and easy. Great kick from him. He's a player that was given the kicking responsibilities late in the first half, earlier on in the second half. 2 opportunities from the kicking tee, missing both, unfortunately. Quick line-out opportunity here. Did that travel 5 meters? No, it did not. Referee calling them back here. Quick tap and run by the Wildebeeste. That line out not traveling 5 meters. Watch the Wildebeeste putting down the shoulder. Great tackle technique by the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Big carry by the number 5. Nelane for the Wildebeeste. Asking the right questions here. Are the Wildebeeste, can they secure 2 quick tries? Brandon, the captain for the Wildebeeste, looking so good. Stringing together passes. Now building some confidence. Watch this man go for the Wildebeeste. Yes, sir. About 5 meters away. The Wildebeeste feeling good. Seeing the try line. Can they get their first try of the second half? And as I say that, the answer is yes, yes, yes. Courtesy of the man with the number 15 on his back, Andy Moisane. Absolutely brilliant. Watch this Sibanye Wildebeeste outfit. Yes, they might be trailing on the scoreboard, but the character starting to show here. Pressure is a privilege, they say. Let's see how the Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club handle the pressure that has been applied by the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Number 13, captain Brandon for the Wildebeeste. Can he slot away these 2 points? Yes, sir. Watch this man go. There's a reason why he's the captain of this team. Such a calm general in the back line of this team. Players like Ayanda, Level, the vice captain, the skipper Brandon. They've been important for the Wildebeeste in this third stanza of this game. Can we see somewhat of a resurgence? As I say that, brilliant take by Tapelo for the Wildebeeste. Penalty given to the Wildebeeste. Quick tap here. Watch a big carry. Solid carry by the man that they call the Beast. Supporters of the Wildebeeste, they'll be familiar with him. They trusted hooker. Slippery hands featuring again. Watch this man go. Tian bouncing the Wildebeeste. Putting down that shoulder. Nylstroom building some momentum. Fighting back. 60 minutes on the clock. Round number 4 of the Sibanye Stillwater Super League Shield. Brought to you live on the Global Sports Network. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Our mission is to bring you the best sporting action from across the country, week in, week out. How do you support us, you ask? Click that subscribe button. Click that like button. Share the link with your friends, with your family. Often on this platform, we talk about club rugby being the heartbeat of South African rugby. And you can see exactly why. This competition, the Sibanye Stillwater Super League Shield, proving why. Great contest here between the Sibanye Wildebeeste and the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Last 20 minutes of this game, one thing I can tell you is that we have seen a more measured approach by the Nylstroom Rugby Club in the second half. They've had the advantage, yet again, similar to the first half. They've secured 2 brilliant tries. Players like Valdu Creer being so lethal. Players like players like Pretorius, their scrummy, being a vital component to this well-oiled machine, which is the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Talking about Prinsloo, quick feed here from him. Spreading that ball, asking the right question. Watch Conradi go. Cutting through the Wildebeeste like a hot knife through butter. Yes, sir. Nylstroom Rugby Club supporters on their feet. Try number 3 in the second half for Nylstroom. Absolutely brilliant, fast-running rugby. I spoke about it in that first half, seeing another example in the second half. Just the ability of this Nylstroom Rugby Club to switch quickly from defense to offense. And unfortunately, the defense of the Wildebeeste not being able to contain the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Watch that man go. Valdu Creer, the captain of this Nylstroom Rugby Club, being given back the kicking responsibilities, and you can see why. This man is beyond average. He's absolutely brilliant this afternoon. 18 minutes on the clock. Pressure mounting slowly but surely for the Sibanye. Wildebeeste. 38 points to 24 points. Nylstroom Rugby Club looking so good. Brilliant take. Running into space. Not being able to hold on to the ball there is the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Quite an interesting observation when you look at the dynamics of this game. We started this encounter, kickoff was 4 o'clock. Quite cloudy conditions. However, as we've started the second half, seeing a little bit of sunshine. Of course, the sun, a little bit of warmer environment, drying up that ball a little bit, building up into this game. We spoke about wet conditions underfoot. We spoke about a slippery ball. Both these teams have struggled a little bit with the conditions, but Nylstroom have been a little bit better. And those are the small margins that count when you look at a rugby game like this. Goloza, the scrummy, the man with the number 9 on his back for the Wildebeeste. Let's see how they use the scrum. Quick feed into that scrum, spreading that ball, running into contact. There he is again. I spoke about him. Siyanda level, vice captain of the Wildebeeste. Combining brilliantly with Rotolo, the hooker. Solid carry by Brandon, the captain of the Wildebeeste. Can they score their second try of the second half? Watch the Wildebeeste go. Yes, sir. Watch this man go. Securing a brace in the second half. Siyanda Moyesana, the man with the number 15 on his back, securing the second try for himself in the second half, but also the second try for the team. closing that margin on that scoreboard to just 9 points, 38 points to 29 points. Can the Wildebeeste get this conversion as well? A classy player, a classy kicker. Watch this man go. Doesn't happen often that he misses. I suppose the pressure getting to him there had the distance, not the accuracy on that occasion. However, he's played so well. Brandon, the man with the number 13 on his back for the Sibanye Wildebeeste. Looking at the scoreboard, 15 minutes left in this game. 38 points to 29 points. 9 points being the difference on the scoreboard between these two teams. It is round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Watch these teams go. Watch the Wildebeeste asking the right questions. Is Dippenaar knock on there? Of course, we are at that point in the game, pardon me, where fatigue, lack of concentration, mistakes, errors become a big talking point. Fitness being a part of the conversation. The manner in which both these teams manage the next 14 minutes is vital. Can the Sibanye Wildebeeste come back in the second half? 2 tries could swing this game. And as they say in sports so often, it's not over until the fat lady sings. Let's see how the Nylstroom Rugby Club use the scrum opportunity. Their scrum has been rock solid this afternoon, showcasing how teams should use their set pieces. No wonder they're one of the favorites to win the season. Watch Nylstroom go. Solid scrum. Great momentum. Smart rugby here by the Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club, using that touchline as an option, as an extra defender. Smart rugby here. Nylstroom Rugby Club, they had ball in hand there. Wildebeeste choosing to go with smart rugby. Just push the player into touch. Gives you an opportunity to reset, catch your breath again, and focus. Let's see how the Wildebeeste use this opportunity. Long line out. Brilliantly executed. Solid carry by the Wildebeeste. Watch that man spread the ball. Here's the man who got his brace earlier on. Brilliant tackle. Yes, sir. Janus de Jager, reminding us that he's a part of this game. Wearing the number 13. De Jager. I mean, that center combination between himself and Dippenaar. They've been looking good throughout this game so far. But that tackle, definitely one for the highlight reel. The man with ball in hand, he's had a brilliant game. Maswanganyi. Shaky line out, he'll be disappointed in that one. Wildebeeste with ball in hand, let's see how they use it. Watch the Wildebeeste go. Building a little bit of momentum. Referee playing advantage, calling them back. Quick tap and play here. Big carry, being pushed back. Wildebeeste making a big mistake, allowing that ball to touch the ground. Grass being a little bit wet. Quick tap here by Siyanda, level. The vice captain putting down that shoulder. Nylstroom Rugby Club pushing back. Wildebeeste looking for the quick tap here. 11 minutes left in round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. We've seen a big battle in terms of physicality on this rugby field this afternoon. Of course, we are coming to you live from the Hannes Strijdom High School, pardon me. 11 minutes left. 38 to 29 points. Great combination of passes here. Wildebeeste asking the right questions. I'll remind you, 2 tries could be the difference here for the Sibanye. Wildebeeste. Goloza. They scrummy, the man with the number 9 on his back. He's got ball in hand. Nice and easy touch finder. Textbook stuff here. They've looked a lot better at set piece time. Have the Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club. Nice kick into touch. Can we see good execution in terms of this line out? Possibly into a rolling maul. Let's see how they use it. Not going for the maul. Choosing to spread the ball. Big hit by Siyanda. Putting down the shoulder of the Wildebeeste. 5 meters away from the try line. Siyanda. Control. Letting them down here. Oh, the Wildebeeste. Nylstroom Rugby Club supporters on their feet, being so vocal this afternoon. Giving that extra injection of energy and encouragement to their team. Nine minutes left in this round number 4 battle between the Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club and the Nylstroom Rugby Club. Let's see how they use the scrum. Solid carry here by Nylstroom. Great box kick by Prinsloo. What a brilliant, brilliant kick. Yet again, we talk about class, we talk about pedigree. In the last few minutes of the game, that's when it matters most. That's when the cream rises to the top. That's when players like Prinsloo, Valdo Creer step up in a big way for Nylstroom. They've done so in the second half. Great contest by the Wildebeeste. Let's watch them go. Solid defense by Nylstroom. Supporters being more and more vocal for Nylstroom. Let's see how they use it. Interesting decision here. Very, very interesting decision. About 46 meters away from the halfway mark, Nylstroom Rugby Club choosing to go for the penalty, choosing to widen the gap on that scoreboard between themselves and the Wildebeeste. Let's see how they use it. Long, long kick. Distance. Yes. Accuracy. Yes. What a monster, monster kick by the Nylstroom Rugby Club, extending their lead to 41 points. They're in full control, showcasing why they are one of the favorites in this competition. 6 minutes left. 41 to 29 points. Nylstroom Rugby Club in full control. Watch this man. He's scored 2 tries so far in the second half. Watch him go. Fast running feet. Cutting through the Nylstroom Rugby Club like a hot knife through butter. Muyisane. Andy. Wow, what a player. Yes, they might be trailing on the scoreboard, but they're fighting hard. Looking for another try to possibly make that scoreboard a little bit more respectable. Round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield has delivered. The last 74 minutes of this encounter has been so entertaining, so brilliant, so good. Sibanye, Wildebeeste Rugby Club, they've been good. However, Nylstroom Rugby Club, they've been brilliant. Tian, the man with the number 15 on his back, he's been solid in terms of kicking for touch, making the right decisions, looking for the options. Only blemish on his record this afternoon are those 2 penalties that he might have missed, but the way in which he's played in that back line as a fullback for the Nylstroom Rugby Club has been so good. The supporters will tell you that he's forgiven for missing those 2 penalties, costing them 6 points. Watch how smart the Nylstroom Rugby Club is, going for the short line out. Sydney Maswanganyi. Solid carry here by Nylstroom. Building momentum. Interesting change here. Jeremy Botma playing at scrummy now. Of course, substitutions being a big part of the game. A few players changing positions. Nylstroom looking to suffocate the Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club in the last few minutes of this game. Another penalty, and we saw a brilliant penalty being kicked earlier on by the Nylstroom Rugby Club. More of the same here. He had the distance earlier on, he had the precision as well. Can we see more of the same? Can he slot away 3 points here? Let's see how they use it. Great distance. So good. Just the manner in which this Nylstroom Rugby Club has made the right decision at the right time. Earlier on in the first half, in similar positions of the field, they've chosen to kick for touch, looking for the try. But now realizing that going for penalties is a better option. Slotting away 2 in a row. So good from the Nylstroom Rugby Club. 3 minutes left on the scoreboard. 20 seconds. 44 points to the Nylstroom Rugby Club. 29 points to the Sibanye Wildebeest Rugby Club. Supporters being so vocal in the stands. You can hear them screaming, shouting. Hasn't happened often in this game so far. But Wildebeest taking full advantage of the mistakes that have been made. Quick tap and run there. Big hits. Big hits. Great tackle technique as well by Nylstroom. Still with ball in hand. The Wildebeest Rugby Club. Watch them go, building momentum. Stringing together a few passes, gaining meter after meter. We've seen this before earlier on, 2 tries being scored from similar positions where they run straight into contact, spreading the ball. Watch the Wildebeest go. Watch them go. Siyanda level. Another big, solid carry. Oh! Unfortunately, dropping the ball there. Pressure. Small mistakes, small errors, costing the Sibanye Wildebeest Rugby Club in a big way in the last few minutes of this game. Supporters in the stands looking a little bit disappointed. Some would have said that's a given try. They've done it twice before in the second half. Similar position, running into contact, looking up, picking up his head. Goloza, they scrummy, finding options on the left-hand side of the field. And that man with the number 15 on his back, scoring a brace in the second half for the Wildebeest. That's exactly what the supporters were expecting from Andy Moisane. Unfortunately, things not going according to plan, not being able to secure the ball, slipping out their hands, leading to the knock-on. Hence we see the scrum right now. 1 minute left in this battle between the Nylstroom Rugby Club and the Sibanye Wildebeest Rugby Club. Let's watch them go here. Quick feed by Jeremy Botma. Watch them go, watch them go. Choosing to run the ball out of their territory. Looking for a step. Watch the Nylstroom Rugby Club go. Looking good. Running the ball out of their territory. Making a mistake there. Allowing that ball to drop. Touching the turf. A wet turf that is. Of course, experiencing A little bit of rain earlier on. Conditions being wet, slippery, slightly muddy, underfoot. Those are the mistakes that they have avoided so well. The Nylstroom Rugby Club. Unfortunately, that error creeping into their game in the last minutes of this game. Watch the Wildebeeste go here. Watch them go. Can they score a consolation try here? Watch this man go. Aya Kopolo with a big carry for the Wildebeeste. Looking for that last try. Nylstroom looking to be solid in defense. Watch the Wildebeeste go. 5 meters away. Game basically over. Should be the last and final passage of play. Nylstroom being resolute in defense. Siyanda level, the vice captain of the Wildebeeste, asking the right questions, knocking on the door of opportunity. What a brilliant try, closing off this game. Yes, they might not be leading on the scoreboard, but such good character being shown by the Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club this afternoon, making that scoreboard a little bit more respectable, closing that gap to 10 points. Can they close that gap to 8 points? Their captain, Brandon, the man with the number 13 on his back, he's been so good throughout this game, missing 1 or 2 kicks. Oh no! Brandon striking the pole. The last second of action in this game. Luck not being on their side. The Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club making that scoreboard very, very respectable. Securing 3 tries in that second half. But the supporters in the stands, they'll tell you that it matters not. Nylstroom Rugby Club, what a brilliant performance in round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield, beating the Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club with a massive 44 to 34 points. Looking at the picture of this game that we have seen this afternoon, first stanza of this game, Nylstroom Rugby Club in full control, taking advantage, scoring 2 early tries, ensuring that the scoreboard reads 14-0. Second stanza of the game, Sibanye Wildebeeste Rugby Club fighting their way back, ensuring that they secure at least 2 tries in that stanza of the game, making the scoreboard a lot more respectable heading into the halftime break. However, in the second half, as they say, the cream rises to the top. Quality, pedigree being the name of the game for the Nylstroom Rugby Club, being so good. Showcasing their class, showcasing their quality, showcasing their brilliance. We'll be quickly presenting the man of the match for this first encounter in round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield game. Sibanye Wildebeeste team losing out to the Nylstroom Rugby Club.
MDA American Agri Hub was established in 2022 through a partnership between Mine Workers Development Agency and SIBANYE-STILLWATER to look at what they call the post-mining economy. We've got a 2,000 chicken layer facility, a pack house. We also have 6 tunnels where we do regenerative farming. So we've got participants that were trained in road marking and road maintenance, plastering and bricklaying, and we've got an internet cafe. And the idea is to create exit pathways for our social employment fund program to run these as their own businesses, supported by MDA until such time that their businesses are sustainable. So ever since the social employment fund program started in Marikana, the impact has been quite phenomenal. Crime's actually gone down. MDA American Agri Hub has gone up. There's general positivity around the community. You know, for me, that is fulfilling. We're here to make a difference in the Marikana community. And through our partnership with Sibanye, come tomorrow when there's no longer mining, at least the communities can continue to thrive.
That's how it ends in round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Big victory here by the Nylstroom Rugby Club. A massive 44 to 34 points. Man of the match, Dirk Diepenaar, smiling from ear to ear. What a brilliant victory. Vertel ons 'n bietjie oor die spel. Lekker gespeel?
Ja, ek wil net dankie sê vir Siyanda wat al die pad gekom het en die game vir ons hiernatoe gebring het. Het was 'n tawwe game, maar Nylstroom het hom deurgetrek op die einde. Baie dankie.
As jy nou kyk na die manier hoe julle gespeel het, is julle as 'n span gelukkig?
Ons bou elke week, so ons is net beter, elke week bietjie beter, so dis al waarvoor ons gehoop het.
Was dit moeilik om in die reën te speel? Daar was 'n klein bietjie reën in die begin. Die bal was 'n bietjie nat. Een of twee foutjies daarso. Die bal het so 'n klein bietjie uit die hande gegly. Was dit moeilik vir julle as 'n span?
Ag, ons het maar net by ons basics probeer die bal in die hand hou en toe op die einde tot ons dit deurtrek.
As jy nou kyk na hierdie kompetisie, Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Dis 'n fantastiese kompetisie. Hoe belangrik is hierdie kompetisie vir julle as 'n span?
Ja, ek dink die kompetisie en al is 'n baie goeie ding vir ons clubs. Dit wys bietjie vir ons, bring vir ons bietjie exposure. Maak laat die ouens se koppe bietjie saamtrek en dat ons lekker rugby kan speel.
Dirk Diepenaar, baie mooi gespeel. Man of the match, alles van die beste. Lekker game. That's how it comes to the end. It is round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield competition. More action coming your way at 6 o'clock. Stay tuned to the Global Sports Network.
It is important for that just transition. Where mining companies have got land, it needs to be restored. I'm here working with Sibanye, doing the land regeneration, and through the restoration, they can turn that into something highly productive, which will then sustain the communities that are left behind. But in order to get the biology needed to restore the land, I'm here teaching the biological compost creation. And so that's how the eco-transformers was created, for Thrive to be able to buy a product that's been created here, because the indigenous microbes are here. And then we've got a garden going at the background to kind of show them themselves how the compost is so beneficial, allowing the natural process that works to come back into play, especially in farmlands, especially with our food production.
Marikana is a mining host community. There were a lot of challenges, but since 2021, when Sibanye came, they came with a positive attitude to saying, we want to develop Marikana. This bakery, I would say, is a beneficiary of that kind of relationship. So what motivated us to have a bakery, the unemployed people, they can't afford bread sold in the shops. So we said, let's do bread as an asset of the community. Our bread, it is a proper quality bread. What you tasted, you never tasted before. The bakery have 3 income streams. It's a bicycle, which goes out in the morning, direct in communities. The second one, it's a delivery to the local customers, the garage for school and police station. And then they are selling from the door at the bakery. Sibanye have enabled a platform to see that it's possible to partner and work with communities. And now Marikana is a welcoming space.
Welcome to the second game of the afternoon. We are at the Hans Strijdom High School. Big battle lying ahead. Of course, earlier on, we saw the Nylstroom Rugby Club showcase their flair, their energy, and their power against the Sibanye-Stillwater Wildebeest Rugby Club. Second encounter on the cards for this evening. watching the Letaba Rugby Club taking on the Mogol Rugby Club. Mogol Rugby Club playing from right to left on your screen. Letaba playing from left to right on your screen. Great take there by Letaba. In the yellow as well as blue kit. Looking for a long kick here. Letaba. Mogol running into space, asking the right options. This team can't be stopped. Watch these players go. Mogol Rugby Club. All the momentum so far in this first half. Waiting patiently. Weighing their options is their scrum half. Diedrichs taking his time at ragtime, looking for the right options. Mogol Rugby Club being pushed back by Letaba. Within the 22, how do they use it? We saw they pace early on. First line out of the game. Just a reminder, it is round number 4 of the SIBANYE-STILLWATer Super League Shield competition, coming to you live on the Global Sports Network, proudly brought to you by Naboomspruit Toyota as well, our sponsor for the action this evening. Long kick by the Letaba Rugby Club. Brilliant take by Mogol Rugby Club. Looking to find the space. Letaba looking for the turnover here is the Mogol Rugby Club. Physical battle being rock solid this evening. Watch them spread the ball with confidence, running into space, looking for the pass. Unfortunately, not finding any options. However, they still have ball in hand, securing the penalty as well. Letaba Rugby Club moving slowly but surely into the territory of the Mogol Rugby Club. First scrum in this contest. Now these are the moments that matter, especially for that forward pack. Looking at this Mogol Rugby Club, players like Grobler, Van Heerden, Fourie, they'll be looking to make this one count. Let's see how this first scrum pans out for the Letaba Rugby Club. Swart, Peterson, great scrum. Great combination of passes, running into space. Solid defense. Mogol Rugby Club. Letaba securing the penalty. Quick tap and play here. Watch them spread the ball, using their big men. Left hand side of the field. There it is. Letaba Rugby Club drawing first blood in this round number 4 battle in the SIBANYE-STILLWATer Super League Shield competition. 5 points on the board for Letaba Rugby Club. 5 minutes into this encounter. One thing that Letaba Rugby Club have done well so far just the manner in which they've executed when given the opportunity. Mogol Rugby Club, they had a break of their own. Unfortunately, not being able to convert. Letaba, can they slot away 2 points? Add those to their tally, move them up to 7. Adrian van Niekerk. He's got the distance. Unfortunately, doesn't have the accuracy. Matters not. He's got 76 minutes left in this encounter to fix those mistakes. 6 minutes into this first half, round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Brought to you proudly by Naboom Toyota. As we see the quick restart here by Mogol Rugby Club. Fast running rugby being the name of the game here. Smart rugby by the Letaba Rugby Club, using that touchline as an extra defender. Van Heerden, the man with the number 2 on his back for the Mogol Rugby Club. Seeing a few options there. Ignoring the options, going himself. Very, very quick. Smart rugby here by Mogol Rugby Club within the 22 of the Letaba Rugby Club. Let's see how they use this line-out opportunity. Can they contest? Can they put Letaba under a little bit of pressure? It is, however, a Letaba line-out. Seven minutes into this round number 4 battle between the Letaba Rugby Club taking on Mogol Rugby Club. At the Hans Strijdom High School. Long line out. Looking a little bit shaky. Letaba picking up the scraps. Looking for the kicking option. Moving out of their 22. However, Mogol Rugby Club with ball in hand, finding space. Geldenace, the man with the number 11 on his back. Mogol Rugby Club looking to run straight through the middle. Taking their time here. Being pushed back by the Letaba Running Club. Good combination so far that we're seeing from the Mogol Rugby Club. Between the scrummy and the fly half. Van Biljon, Diedrichs. Looking good so far in the first 8 minutes of this game. Mogol Running Rugby Club running into space. Solid pass. Great support play by the Mogol Running Club. Putting down the shoulder, putting 2 men behind the ball. Looking to poke a hole through this Letaba defense. Referee calling them back for an infringement early on. Gave advantage there to the Mogol Rugby Club. 8 minutes on the board. Letaba Running Club, Rugby Club, pardon me. 5 points on the board. Mogol Rugby Club, they haven't scored a single point just yet. Let's see how they use these opportunities. They've had 2 good opportunities within the 22 of the Letaba Rugby Club. Haven't been able to use them just yet. But lots of time left. Nice and easy option. Van Biljon going for a nice and easy touch finder. Remember, tonight's action is proudly brought to you by Naboom Toyota. Shaky line out by the Mogol Rugby Club. Letaba taking full advantage. That kick necessarily not going according to plan. Mogol Rugby Club picking up the scraps. Letaba looking for the turnover. Referee calling them back. Looking for the quick tap and run here. Supporters in the stands calling for a knock on. Mogol Rugby Club. They can breathe a sigh of relief. Some would say they saw that, but the referee's decision is final. Yet again, Van Biljon looking for some textbook rugby here, kicking into touch, going for the line-out option. Can they use it within the 22 of the Letaba Rugby Club? Let's see how they use it. Van Heerden, their hooker with ball in hand. Not a perfect line out, but they still have the ball. "11 minutes into this round number 4 action between these two teams. Letaba Rugby Club, Mogol Rugby Club. Mogol with ball in, oh! Not finding his man there. Knock on. Letaba Rugby Club. They can breathe a sigh of relief, not having to worry about a possible try. However, they still have to survive the scrum within their 22. How do they handle the pressure? How do they weigh their options? Possible quick feed here by their scrummy, Swart. Throw it to your backline players. Find an easy exit. Or possibly, do they choose to run it out of their 22? Decision-making time. Watch players in that forward pack, in that front row for the Letaba Rugby Club. Players like Swart, Peterson. Watch them go. Big scrum, big opportunity for that forward pack. There it is. Called it. Textbook rugby. Does he find touch? Unfortunately not. Mogol Rugby Club securing that high ball. Galdenhuys, the man with the number 11 on his back. Brilliant take from the air. Mogol Rugby Club slowing it down a little bit. However, when we talk about luck being in your favor, some would say creating your own luck. Letaba Rugby Club, they're smiling from ear to ear at the moment. Of course, 13 minutes into this encounter, we've got 27 minutes left in this first half. Letaba Rugby Club, 5 points on that on the board from that single try that was scored earlier on. Watching the last 13 minutes, some would say it's somewhat like a pendulum swinging from side to side. Moments where both teams have the momentum, both teams have the upper hand. However, head coach Van Heerden for the Mogol Rugby Club, he'll be scratching his head a little bit. 3 good opportunities within the 22 of the Letaba Rugby Club, not being able to convert to points. They'll be looking to fix those mistakes. They've got 26 minutes left in this first half to get a few points on the scoreboard. Another scrum opportunity. In terms of the scrums, both these teams have been looking rock solid. But the team that has had the slight upper hand, Letaba Rugby Club, players like Swart, they tight head prop, Peterse, they loose head prop, rock solid at scrum time. Let's see how Mogol Rugby Club use this one. Van Heerden, Fourie, Grobler, that front row, That scrum collapsing there. Referee quickly asking them to reset. Just a quick reminder, this is round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwaters Super League Shield competition, brought to you proudly by the Global Sports Network, coming to you live on YouTube. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Great club rugby on the cards this evening. Special sponsor, Naboom Toyota. Thank you so much for your continuous support, helping us bring this broadcast to those that love club rugby. Big scrum here by the Letaba Rugby Club. Mogol Rugby Club collapsing completely, being pushed back. When he spoke about physicality, I mentioned those names. Swart, Pieterse, rock solid. If the Mogol Rugby Club don't fix those mistakes early on, possibly make a few changes, bring in a little bit of physicality, a little bit of power from the bench, they might have a long evening. 16 minutes on the board. 5 points being the difference between these two teams. Letaba Rugby Club in the lead. They've capitalized that one line break opportunity, taking full advantage, hence that single try on the scoreboard. Solid line out into a rolling maul. Mogol Rugby Club being tested here. That forward pack has been so dangerous for the Letaba Running Club. 5 meters away from the try line here. Mogol Rugby Club being in a little bit of danger here. The physical battle being won by the Letaba Rugby Club. Players like Grobler, Van Heerden, Fourie, they'll have to step up. Kutsia, the man with the number 8 for the Mogol Rugby Club. They'll be looking to fix things slowly but surely. Moving into the second stanza of the game. Quick chip and chase here by Letaba Rugby Club. Being picked up by the number 14. Running into space. What an absolutely brilliant try by the number 15. Letaba Rugby Club smiling from ear to ear. 2 tries on the scoreboard. The man with the number 15 on his back. JP Vermeulen. Absolutely brilliant. Looking so good, looking so strong. correction here in the broadcast. Letaba Rugby Club is the team in the green. They're playing from right to left on your screen. Then the team in the blue and yellow, that is the Mogol Rugby Club. Quick correction in terms of the broadcast. In the last minutes left in this first half. Letaba Rugby Club with ball in hand. Yet again, a quick correction. Letaba is the team in green. Apologies about the error in the first 20 minutes of the broadcast. Mogol Rugby Club, the team in yellow on your screen at the moment, playing from left to right. 18 minutes left in this round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Brought to you proudly by Naboomspruit Toyota, our sponsor for this evening. Let's see how Letaba use this line-out opportunity. Great long kick by Letaba. Mogol Rugby Club. .17 minutes left in this first half. Letaba Rugby Club playing against the Mogol Rugby Club. Mogol in full control, having taken full advantage of the 2 opportunities that have been given to them. Seeing a few injuries on the field. The sun has set, floodlights are on here at the Strijdom High School. Their rugby field being the platform where both these 2 club rugby giants can show off their skills this evening. Another scrum opportunity here. Let's see how they use it. Quick feed here by the Letaba Rugby Club. That scrum losing shape, unfortunately. Swart. The Letaba scrummy looking for a quick feed. Unfortunately, that scrum not being able to hold. The referee taking full control of this game. Let's see how the scrum pans out. Swart with the quick feed. Massive scrum by the Mogol Rugby Club. Massive. You can hear the supporters in the stands really showcasing the physicality of club rugby. Players like Grobler, Van Heerden, Fourie. Massive, massive tanks in that engine room. Being almost immovable. Letaba Rugby Club, it seems that they're going to have a long, long evening if they don't use the next 15 minutes to reset and refocus. Solid line out by the Mogol Rugby Club. Losing a little bit of momentum there due to that penalty. Sore bodies we're seeing on the field right now. Round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Second battle of the evening. Early on we saw the Nylstroom Rugby Club completely destroying the Sibanye. The Wildebeest Rugby Club 44 to 34 points so far. 25 minutes into this first half. Mogol Rugby Club in full control on 10 points. When you look at the dynamic of this game so far, several opportunities for the Letaba Rugby Club. However, not converting those opportunities into points. Another opportunity here for the Letaba Rugby Club, not being used. Shaky line out execution. Scrum time, yet again. Some Letaba Rugby Club fans looking a little bit concerned in the stands. A little bit worried, given what we've seen so far in this encounter. Let's have a quick look here, close look. Swart. The Letaba scrumming with ball in hand. Quick feed, not even working in their advantage because of that big, big scrum and that big forward pack from the Mogol Rugby Club. Solid tackle there. Applying pressure. Letaba Rugby Club. Taking their time. Choosing to run the ball out of their territory. Building slowly but surely. Interesting that we're not seeing any kicking options being executed. Number 13, pushing men out his way. Patel, he's a big boy. We saw him break into space earlier on. Solid center player for this Letaba team. Moving slowly but surely into the territory of the Mogol Rugby Club. Watch them go. Letaba Running Club running into space. Big hits, putting down the shoulder. Letaba Rugby Club asking all the right questions. Being pushed back. Physicality. Being a little bit different when you have to run into a brick wall, isn't it? Referee calling them back. 11 minutes in. 11 minutes left, pardon me, in this first half. Of this round number 4 battle between the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield Letaba Rugby Club taking on the Mogol Rugby Club here at the Strijdom High School. Another big scrum here. Let's see how they executed. The referee getting involved there, reminding the players to give a little bit of space before the contact. Letaba Rugby Club, they'll be looking to make this one count. There's Scrummy, Swart with ball in hand. How do they use it? Big scrum. Again, running into a brick wall. Not being allowed to have their way is the Letaba Rugby Club. Should be a tap and play option here. Yet again, another brick wall. Letaba Rugby Club running out of options. Mogol Rugby Club looking rock solid in their defense. I'll remind you, this is the 4th time that the Letaba Rugby Club find themselves within the 22 of the Mogol Rugby Club. However, not being able to execute, not being able to convert opportunities into points. Hence, with 9 minutes left in this first half, Mogol Rugby Club lead by 10 points to 0. How does Letaba use the scrum opportunity? They've had a tough contest against players like Grobler, Van Heerden, and Fourie. How do they step up? Swart, Peterson, how can they use this one? Mogol Rugby Club in full control. Spreading that ball, finding space on the left-hand side of the field. Penalty. Knock on there. Eight minutes left. Mogol Rugby Club in full control. Defensively, rock solid. That has been a standout feature in their game so far. Letaba Rugby Club, so many options, so many possibilities. A player like Mpatlele in their back line. A few solid carries, a few solid runs into space. But in terms of the scoreboard, nothing just yet. Scrum collapsing there. One interesting thing to note about this first half so far is that the Mogol Rugby Club have been incredibly dominant. But in this last 10 minutes, when you look at the last 2 or 3 scrums that we've seen recently towards the latter part of the second half, Letaba Rugby Club fighting back, slightly holding their own. Players like Swart, Pieterse asserting themselves in this game, as well as Phil Yoon, their flanker. He's a big part of the conversation so far. Yet again, watch that scrum completely fall apart because of the power of this Mogol Rugby Club. Six minutes left, slowly but surely that clock counting down. First half of the action in this round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield competition, proudly brought to you by the Naboomspruit, our proud sponsors. Of course, we are coming to you live on the Global Sport Network. It's all to play for. We talk about club rugby being the heartbeat of South African rugby. That's exactly what we've seen all afternoon. That first encounter, Nylstroom taking on the Sibanye Wildebeeste, was a showcase of that. And more brilliant club rugby on the cards so far. Letaba Rugby Club, tap and play, looking to use their big men, trying to poke a hole in that rock solid Mogol Rugby Club defense. Building momentum here. Letaba. Hartenberg with a big carry there. Being pushed back, however. Letaba not finding their man there. Yet again, opportunity number 5 within the 22 of the Mogol Rugby Club. Can Letaba use it? Not yet. Looking to put down the shoulder. Looking to spread that ball. Watch how they're patiently waiting. And finally, there it is. First try of the game for the Letaba Rugby Club. On the 5th time of asking within the 22 of the Mogol Rugby Club. Finally being able to convert. 4 minutes left on the scoreboard. Letaba Rugby Club slowly but surely fighting back in this encounter. Finding a way to close the gap between themselves and the Mogol Rugby Club. Can they fly half? Van Niekerk slot this one away. Spot on. Van Niekerk slotting away his first opportunity off the kicking tee. Solid try being converted. He gets the extras. They move up to 7 points. Difference on the scoreboard looking a little bit more respectable. Heading into the halftime break. Head coach of the Letaba Rugby Club, Ian van Heerden. He'll be a little bit happy with the fight back that he's seeing so far. Second stanza of the game being a different script for his outfit. That first stanza, very, very difficult passage of play for them. Mogol Rugby Club. They've got the ball in hand. Great low tackles by the Letaba Rugby Club. Fast running rugby being the name of the game. Watch the way in which they spread it. Yet again, looking for that chip and chase. Mogol Rugby Club sticking to formulas. Some would call it a recipe that works. Remember, that's how they scored that second try. Long kick here. Brilliant kick. Their fly half really, really brought his kicking boots this evening. Adrian van Niekerk. Showcasing why when you give them an opportunity, they can make you sweat a little bit. But heading into halftime, their head coach van Meerden, he'll be a little bit disappointed with numerous opportunities not being converted within the 22 of the Mogol Rugby Club. 2 minutes left on the scoreboard in this first half. Letaba Rugby Club taking on the Mogol Rugby Club. At scrum time in that first half, one has to admit that the Mogol Rugby Club have been absolutely brilliant. That physical pack just couldn't be stopped. Their forward pack, Grobler, Van Heerden, Fourie, truly unstoppable. Let's see how the Mogol Rugby Club fight against this Letaba Rugby Club scrum. Solid scrum. There he is again, looking for the pass. Mphahlele not necessarily being able to find it. Feeling the pressure a little bit here is the Letaba running Rugby Club. Looking to run the ball out of their territory here is Letaba. Watch them go. Fast running rugby being the name of the game. Can they pounce on it? Looking for an opportunity late in this first half. Mphahlele being a part of the action yet again for Letaba. As you hear the hooter there. This should be the last passage of play in this first half. Letaba Rugby Club entering the 22. Referee calling them back. Advantage was played earlier on. Letaba, their supporters being vocal. Interesting calls from the stands here. Let's see what their skipper does. Supporters calling for a penalty kick to the poles. Gives them 3 points. It means they would enter half-time level on points. Do the players, Letaba Rugby Club, do the players on the field agree with the calls from the fans? Seems like that's not the case. Going for a touch finder, being clear in their intentions, saying that they want to score a try, put 7 points on the board. Let's see how they use this line out. The Letaba Rugby Club. Long throw. Very, very close. Letaba Rugby Club with ball in hand. Losing the ball there, unfortunately. Mphahlele, he's been so good in this first half. Mistakes creeping into his game there. One has to admit it was a very, very difficult pass for him to control. The referee calling an end to this first half. Great fast running rugby in this round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield between the Letaba Rugby Club, Mogol Rugby Club. They'll be happy with the performance that we saw in that first half. They find themselves on 10 points. Letaba trailing 3 points behind. They're on 7 points. Let's have a quick look at the dynamics of this game so far. Mogol Rugby Club, they've been absolutely lethal in the first stanza of this game, taking full control of the 2 opportunities that were given to them, also showcasing creativity, just the manner in which they've been able to use the chip and chase, trying to play that ball into space behind the Letaba defense. It worked well for them, allowing them to score that second try that ensured that they move up to 10 points. However, the last 15 minutes of this first half has been somewhat of a different story. Just the manner in which the Letaba Rugby Club have been able to enter the 22 of the Mogol Rugby Club. One area that their head coach Van Heerden will be addressing during his halftime team talk right now is just their ability to convert. We saw that last try, making that scoreboard a little bit more respectable entering the halftime break. Their head coach Van Heerden will be echoing the message, saying that we could have been 2 tries up, 3 tries up. However, not being able to convert. That has been the story for the Letaba Rugby Club. Just a reminder, this is round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield competition, coming to you live on the Global Sports Network. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. We're coming to you live from the Strijdom High School. This broadcast proudly brought to you by Naboomspruit Toyota, our supporter, our sponsor in bringing you brilliant club rugby this evening. Stay tuned, the second half coming to you live on the Global Sports Network.
MDA American Agri Hub was established in 2022 through a partnership between Mine Workers Development Agency and Sibanye-Stillwater to look at what they call the post-mining economy. We've got a 2,000 chicken layer facility, a pack house. We also have 6 tunnels where we do regenerative farming. We've got participants that were trained in road marking and road maintenance, plastering and bricklaying, and we've got an internet cafe. And the idea is to create exit pathways for our social employment fund program to run these as their own businesses, supported by MDA until such time that their businesses are sustainable. So ever since the social employment fund program started in Marikana, the impact has been quite phenomenal. Crime's actually gone down. MDA American Agri Hub is one up. There's general positivity around the community. You know, for me, that is fulfilling. We're here to make a difference in the Marikana community. And through our partnership with Sibanye, come tomorrow when there's no longer mining, at least the communities can continue to thrive.
The purpose of Thrive is really to re-educate. It is important for that just transition where mining companies have got land, it needs to be restored. I'm here working with Sibanye, doing the land regeneration, and through the restoration, they can turn that into something highly productive, which will then sustain the communities that are left behind. But in order to get the biology needed to restore the land, I'm here teaching the biological compost creation. And so that's how the eco-transformers was created, for Thrive to be able to buy a product that's been created here, because the indigenous microbes are here. And then we've got a garden going at the background to kind of show them themselves.
Welcome back. The second half on the cards. Round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Letaba Rugby Club in the green, playing from left to right. Mogol Rugby Club. They're cruising nicely so far. Blue and yellow on their kits. They're playing from right to left. What can we expect in the second round? Just a kind reminder, we are coming to you live on the Global Sports Network YouTube channel. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. We're bringing you the best, the finest club rugby across South Africa every single weekend. Special mention to our sponsor, Naboomspruit, Toyota. Thank you so much for your love, your support, giving us the backing to showcase great club rugby. Second half on the way as we see kickoff. Just like they started the first half, starting the second half exactly the same way. Mogol Rugby Club. A little bit of a hot potato, not being able to grab that ball there. Mogol Rugby Club. Just the manner in which this team moves so quickly into spaces. They did it twice in the first half, catching the Letaba Rugby Club napping in the first stanza of the game. Almost seeing exactly the same 1 minute in to the second half. Big talking points from that first half. The scrum battle. That has been a very, very dominant area for the Mogol Rugby Club. Letaba Rugby Club, they've really, really struggled. Their forward pack, Swart, Pieterse, feeling the pressure. However, Grobler, Van Heerden, Fourie, smiling from ear to ear. Seeing a quick injury on the field at the moment, of course hoping that it's not too serious. Now looking at these two teams, it's very interesting to see how both these two teams shaped up and played that first half. Letaba Rugby Club, one has to give their squad a lot of praise and recognition for their efforts to enter the 22 of the Mogol Rugby Club on 5 occasions, 4 times not being able to convert. However, on the 5th time of asking, securing their first try, also slotting away that conversion courtesy of Adrian van Niekerk, their fly half. First scrum of the second half, possibly a different story to what we might have seen in the first half. Rock solid. Swart with ball in hand for the Letaba Rugby Club. Penalty going the way of the Letaba Rugby Club, running into space. The referee calling them back. In terms of the conditions that we are seeing on the field right now, slightly wet, slightly slippery. Of course, we did experience some rain earlier on this afternoon, hence the conditions are a little bit difficult to play. Letaba with ball in hand, looking for the options, looking to run the ball out of their territory. Chip and chase not going according to plan. Mogol Rugby Club slicing through the defense of the Letaba Rugby Club. Referee will bring them back for a line out. When you look at this Mogol rugby squad, two players truly stand out for me right now. Diedericks, Van Biljon, that 9 and 10 pairing. They've been so good in their back line. Webb, Pretorius, being so good when given the opportunity. Great contest at the lineouts. Letaba Rugby Club fighting back. Looking to remind us that there won't be a pushover this evening. Using that touchline as an extra defender. Smart rugby here. When the man has ball in hand, rather just push him into space. Also allows you an opportunity to reset, catch your breath. Long throw, Letaba not being able to hold on to the ball. Set pieces being an area of concern for the Letaba Rugby Club. Long pass, bounce in their favor. Mogol running Rugby Club. Show and go. Putting down the shoulder. Taking their time here. Building a little bit of momentum. Building those phases, stringing together a few passes. Offside. Momentum, slowly but surely, coming back to the Mogol Rugby Club. Let's see what they do here. Decision-making time. 35 minutes left in this game. They're going for poles. 3 points. Looking to apply a little bit of scoreboard pressure. Van Biljon trusting himself. Let's see how they use it. Taking his time, Van Biljon. Long kick, solid kick. Distance, yes, accuracy. Spot on, straight through the middle. 34 minutes into this game, 13 points to the Mogol Rugby Club. Letaba Rugby Club finding themselves 6 points behind. They're on 7 points. 13 points to the Mogol Rugby Club. Interesting dynamic in this game. Both teams looking so good. However, Mogol Rugby Club having the ability to turn opportunities into points, an area where the Letaba Rugby Club have struggled. I'm sure an area where their head coach Ian van Heerden, an area that he might have discussed at halftime. This line out, solid contest. Mogol Rugby Club not allowing Letaba to have their way. Set pieces yet again, specifically lineouts and scrums being an area of concern for the Letaba Rugby Club. Chip and chase. How do they use it? Bounce favoring Letaba. Trying to stay on their feet. Van Biljon. Good carry here. Looking for the turnover. Mogol. "32 minutes left in this encounter. Round number 4 of the Stillwater Super League Shield. Very, very interesting contest unfolding in front of our very eyes. The difference between these two teams, a slight difference, but something that truly matters. You can't win rugby games if you don't secure points, and that's where Letaba have struggled this evening. They've had opportunities, tons of opportunities, 5 entries into the 22 of the Mogol Rugby Club. However, Letaba not being able to convert. Can they turn that around? They've got lots of time. 31 minutes left on the scoreboard. 13 to 7 points. 6 points being the difference in this game so far. Long throw. Very disappointing for Letaba. Long kick. Brilliant kick. Monster kick by the Mogol Rugby Club. That's what a fly half does. Makes the decision, executes it brilliantly. Just also interesting how Adrian van Niekerk has fared throughout this game so far. Missing 2 conversions earlier on. However, being smart and then going for the penalty at the start of the second half. Disappointing line out here by the Letaba Rugby Club. They'll be scratching their heads looking to fix that. Skew throw. No one wants to see that. Skew throw means that they need to go and step into the kitchen where the Mogol Rugby Club have been cooking. Grobler, Van Heerden, Fourie, rock solid. Completely dominating the scrum battle in the first half. Can Letaba write a different script in the second half? Let's see. Let's see. Brandon Lehman, quick feed. Great exit there from the scrum for the Mogol Rugby Club. Letaba Rugby Club smelling opportunity, pushing them back deeper and deeper into their 22. Slippery ball. Yet again, being a factor in this game. Van Heerden not being able to control that ball there. We spoke about it throughout this afternoon, even building up into this game, that the conditions that we saw earlier on, a little bit of a drizzle, making things a little bit wet underfoot, and every single time that ball touches the ground, it becomes more and more slippery, meaning that the teams will have to keep that ball in hand to make things a little bit easier for themselves. Round number 4 of this brilliant competition, the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Letaba Rugby Club taking on the Mogol Rugby Club this evening. Coming to you live on the Global Sport Network. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Special mention to our broadcast partner and sponsor this evening, Toyota. Naboom Toyota, to be specific. Mogol Rugby Club looking good. Just the way in which they've showcased their chemistry, stringing together passes, finding gaps into space, has been so brilliant to watch. This evening. 13 minutes left in this first half. Tempo a lot slower than what we saw in that first half from both these teams, actually. Interesting thing to note, showcases the strategic approach from the Mogol Rugby Club, choosing to go for their second penalty kick. Van Biljon, he's been reasonably solid off the kicking tee. Unfortunately, just missing 2 conversions in the first half, slotting away a penalty earlier on in the second half. Can he slot away his 4th attempt at the poles, giving him a percentage of 50%. He's got the distance, got the accuracy. Yes, sir. Van Biljon reminding us why he's a quality player, being somewhat of a general in that back line. Just the way in which he's been able to make decisions throughout the game so far, specifically in that first half, being so instrumental. That 9-10 pairing between himself and Hendricks, pardon me, being so vital. What a kick, what a boot. Letaba with ball in hand, asking the right questions. Mogol Rugby Club, they're looking for the turnover, playing a very high defensive line, not allowing Letaba any space. Referee getting involved here. Letaba Rugby Club, they'll be a little bit disappointed when you look at the passage of play, the way in which they build their phases. They build momentum and then they lose it because of small errors creeping into their game. Solid kick. Yet again. Van Biljon definitely bringing his kicking boots this afternoon, pardon me, this evening. 25 minutes in the second half, 16 points to 7. Letaba Rugby Club, they've got a lot to do in the second half. 9 points being the difference on the scoreboard. Mogol Rugby Club, they've been all right, they've been good, they've been decent, but their supporters in the stands, they're looking for a lot more. Let's see how they use this line out. Not the best execution. Was there a knock on? A referee will bring them back for another scrum. An area where the Letaba Rugby Club has struggled a little bit. An area where Van Heerden, their head coach, definitely discussed at halftime is their scrumming. They've been a lot better in the last 17 minutes of the second half. Let's see how the scrum plays out. Swart with ball in hand for Letaba. Disappointing yet again. Scrums just seem to be working in the favor of the Mogol Rugby Club. About 22 meters away from the try line is the Mogol Rugby Club. Can they secure try number 3, moving their tally up to 21 points, possibly 23 points with a conversion? They're sticking to a formula that has worked quite brilliantly for them. Of course, going for the line-out option here, kicking into touch. Formation of a nice rolling maul expected here. 5 meters away from the try line. In terms of physicality, they've been a lot sharper, a lot stronger. They've brought firepower in the engine room. They'll be looking to use more of that physicality, more of their big men to form a solid rolling maul here to secure their third try of the game. That line-out throw not going according to plan. However, the referee blowing in the favor of the Mogol Rugby Club. Watch how they spread the ball. Dummy pass, running into space. Building momentum here. Taking their time. Looking for the right option. Not finding it. Letaba Rugby Club, they can breathe a sigh of relief. Long kick into space, no direction at all. Mogol Rugby Club picking up that ball, big hit by Van Niekerk. The fly half of the Letaba Rugby Club. Big man looking to slice this defense. Referee allowing Letaba to take their time at the breakdown. Let's watch here. Fast running rugby on the cards. Mogol spreading that ball, gaining meter after meter. They're still looking for their third try of the game. 60 minutes left. Pardon me, 60 minutes into the game, 20 minutes left. 16 points, 2-7. Mogol Rugby Club having the slight upper hand. However, a try and a penalty could swing everything in Letaba's favor. It's all to play for in the last stanza of this game, in the last 20 minutes of this game. Let's see how things unfold here. Opportunity for the players to grab a little bit of water. Quick water break of sorts. An injured player on the field, just receiving a little bit of medical attention for the Letaba Rugby Club. Entering the last 20 minutes of this game. Letaba Rugby Club, they'll be looking to convert opportunities, just close that gap on the scoreboard. It's all possible. Mogol Rugby Club, they're looking to remain tight, compact, and they're looking to suffocate this Letaba Rugby Club. Great battle at the breakdown by both these teams. One area where the Letaba Rugby Club have done so well in the last 20 minutes of the second half is they've been a little bit more competitive at scrum time. Not perfect, but competitive. Mogol Rugby Club completely dominating the scrums in the first half. It's good to see that the Letaba Rugby Club are actively focusing, being deliberate. They want to write a different script. That scrum collapsing there. Referee just asking them to reset. Just calling the captains a little bit closer. Just reminding them to give a little bit of space before that contact point in the scrum. 17 minutes left in this round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. 16 points to the Mogol Rugby Club. Letaba Rugby Club trailing by 9 points on the scoreboard. They're on 7 points. Mogol Rugby Club going for their third penalty of the second half. Distance, yes. Spot on in terms of accuracy. 9 points on the board, just off the kicking tee for the Mogol Rugby Club in the second half. Van Biljon, he's been so good. Just the manner in which he's controlled this game, being such a vital component to the back line of the Mogol Rugby Club. Kick for territory. Van Nicker controlling that beautifully for the Letaba Rugby Club. Cutting through them. Cutting through like a hot knife through butter. Losing a little bit of momentum on Letaba. But they've still got ball in hand. Big opportunity here for the Letaba Rugby Club. How do they use it? How do they use it? Being very intentional, looking for a try, looking to run into space, not shying away from the physical contest. Taking their time here, weighing their options. Unfortunately, that ball not finding its man, being allowed to drop. Letaba still have the ball in hand. Good offload pass. Letaba yet again. Another moment in this game where they've entered the 22 and not used it. They'll be a little bit upset about wasted opportunities. However, if you're a Mogol Rugby fan, you'll be happy. Their defense has been resolute, even under pressure, being able to hold the Letaba Rugby Club in the second half. I'll remind you that the Letaba Rugby Club haven't scored a single point in the second half, meaning that 80% of the momentum has been with the Mogol Rugby Club. Solid execution of the line out. The ball being slightly held up there. Mogol Rugby Club spreading that ball to the right-hand side of the field. Letaba Rugby Club looking for the kick and chase. Ref will call them back. Played advantage earlier on. We have reached the business end of this encounter right here in Nylstroom. 12 minutes left. 19 to 7 points. Mogol Rugby Club smiling from ear to ear at the moment. They've slotted away 3 penalties in the second half, hence the 19 points on the board, adding to the 3 penalties, 2 tries from the first half. Letaba Rugby Club, 1 try, 1 conversion, but that was in the first half. Nothing yet on the scoreboard in the second half, showcasing yet again how this Mogol Rugby Club has completely suffocated Letaba in the second half. Solid line out by Letaba. Looking to play the ball quick here. Watch Swart. Looking for the tap and play. Looking to make that scoreboard a little bit more respectable. 11 minutes left. Can Letaba score 2 tries and turn this game on its head? That big man, Mpahlele, watch him go. Looking for the turnover of the Mogol Rugby Club. Supporters being so vital to all 4 teams that we have seen throughout this afternoon. It's great to see how club rugby is being supported. Every single weekend, we, the Global Sport Network, bring you great sporting action live on our YouTube channel. Just remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. A special mention goes out to the Naboom Toyota branch, supporting us, sponsoring us this afternoon. Letaba looking for the chip and chase. Not going according to plan. Mogol Rugby Club. Their supporters, they'll be disappointed. Quick tap and play here. The referee reminding the lads to breathe a little bit. Letaba fans in the stands, quite excited. They're looking for their first try in the second half. Letaba Rugby Club being patient, weighing their options. Long pass by Van Niekerk, pardon me. Using the width of the field. Spreading that ball to the left. Oh! Disappointing. You can hear the disappointment in the stands. Handling of the ball being a concern. Slippery conditions. Making things a little bit more interesting. A few handling errors throughout the 71 minutes that we've seen so far. The tally leans a little bit more towards the Letaba Rugby Club. Disappointing moments like that. One could argue that that's why they're trailing on the scoreboard by 12 points, not being able to convert opportunities. Quick feed here by Lehman, the man who's now at scrummy for the Mogol Rugby Club. You can see the confidence. You can see that they've got their tails up. 8 minutes left into this encounter. A big, big mountain to climb. For the Letaba Rugby Club. Players like Mpahlele, the man with the number 13 on his back. He's been playing great positive rugby, unfortunately not getting the opportunities in the right spaces, but working hard, trying to create opportunities of his own. A few line breaks, solid carries. He's been one of the beacons of hope for this Letaba team. They fly half. Adrian van Niekerk, he's been solid as well. Swart, there's Crummy, rock solid. When you look at some of the areas on the drawing board that their head coach, Ian van Heerden, would look to improve heading into round number 5 of this competition. He'll want to fix that forward pack, the engine room as we call it. It's been a very, very difficult outing for them. However, still being able to create opportunities. Let's see how they use this line out here. Letaba with ball in hand. We spoke about him. Patel, tall, number 13. Gaining a few meters. Asking the right questions. Oh, solid break here. Big tackle on Van Niekerk. Letaba looking so good. Unfortunately, not being able to convert the solid passage of play. Good passes being combined. 6 minutes now on the clock. This clock is counting down. 6 minutes left in the second game. At the Strijdom High School. So a big battle earlier on. Nylstroom beating the Sibanye. Wildebeeste with a solid 44 to 34 points. This game, a lot more measured, a lot more calculated. Less scoring opportunities, the two teams being a lot closer. However, the Mogol Rugby Club having the slight advantage. When you look at the way in which they've played in the second half, very measured. 3 penalties, adding 9 points to their tally. They entered half-time with 10 points on the scoreboard, the Mogol Rugby Club. They fly half Van Biljon being so good off the kicking team, allowing them to extend their lead. The single try that you see on the scoreboard for the Letaba Rugby Club, a try and a conversion that was scored in the first half, meaning that the second half has been very, very difficult for them. Long kick into space. Solid under the high ball. Letaba Rugby Club putting down the shoulder. Swart spreading it to Webb. Their fullback looking to showcase his physicality. Grobler being pushed back a little bit. Oof. Big tackle. Letaba Rugby Club. There he is again. Patel. Their center. Momentum slowly but surely shifting. Letaba securing the momentum. And this last passage of play, can they use it? If so, how? Clear intent here. By the man with the number 14 on his back, O'Neill. Carl. O'Neill. Nice touch finder. Just in. The 22. of the Mogol Rugby Club. Knock on there. Mogol Rugby Club. Four minutes left in this encounter. 12 points being the difference on the scoreboard. Mogol Rugby Club on 19. Letaba Rugby Club on 7 points. Scrum opportunity here. Solid scrum. Let's see how Letaba uses it. Quick feed by Swart. More disappointments for the Letaba fans in the stands. Another entry into the 22 with 0 dividends. Not being able to use opportunities, converting them into points. That has been the biggest storyline for this Letaba Rugby Club this evening. 3 minutes left on the board. Round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield. Great running, hard-hitting rugby we've seen this afternoon, brought to you proudly by the Global Sport Network. Long throw here. Picking up the scraps, the Mogol Rugby Club. Ref calling them back. Just a reminder, this is a proud broadcast of the Global Sport Network in partnership with our good friends at Naboom Toyota. So often we talk about club rugby being the feeding system to the bigger teams in this country. Having watched 2 games this afternoon on our YouTube channel, brought to you live, I'm sure you can recognize why. Great running rugby, big hits, big tackles. I look forward to the highlight reels from the 2 matches that we've seen this afternoon and this evening. That clock counting down. 1 minute, 35 seconds on the scoreboard. Just the way in which the Mogol Rugby Club have controlled the second half has been a masterclass. 9 points from 3 penalties. Being so solid with their set pieces, whether it's scrums, whether it's lineouts. Their head coach, Van Heerden, he'll be quite happy. He'll rest easy tonight. Watch Swart go for the Letaba Rugby Club, not finding his teammate there. Somewhat of an aerial ball being thrown there, hoping to find a teammate, that not being the case. Letaba still with ball in hand, pushing back, looking to make that scoreboard a little bit more respectable. Can they get a consolation try here, move their tally up to 14 points? That could be a different script. That could be a different ending to this game. 34 seconds on the clock, advantage being given to the Letaba Rugby Club. 24 seconds on the clock. Hold on a little longer, Mogol Rugby Club. And you can rest easy tonight knowing that you've done so well. Calculated, measured approach. And just the way in which you've played the ball, making the right decisions. Not working too hard. Kicking when opportunities are given and slotting them away. Letaba Rugby Club, can they get a consolation try? As we hear the hooter there in the background. That man again, Mpatlele, running into space, being taken down. Oh, big tackle. Good tackle technique as well. Nice and low. No concerns there. Letaba Rugby Club. Swart looking to play fast here. Watch Letaba go. They're looking for that consolation try. One try, one conversion could move their tally to 14 points. Do they get it? Long pass. Not finding his man. Story of this game. Opportunities not being converted. That's how it ends in the second game of round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield competition. Right here at the Strijdom High School. 12 points being the difference on the scoreboard between these two teams. Mogol Rugby Club, absolutely brilliant, calculated, smart rugby. 19 points. Letaba Rugby Club, they'll be a little bit disappointed, leaving with just 7 points. 0 points in the second half. Let's take you through the dynamics that we've seen in this game so far. First and foremost, that first half, going all the way to the Mogol Rugby Club, being so good, so calculated, securing 2 tries. One of those being a chip and chase, showcasing the creativity from these players, finding opportunities in difficult situations, because the Letaba Rugby Club didn't make things easy. Heading into the second half on 10 points. The one thing that was a concern for the Letaba Rugby Club is the fact that they entered the 22 of the Mogol Rugby Club on 5 occasions in the first half. However, only on their 5th attempt did they score a try and slot away the conversion. Hence the 7 points that they went into the second half with. The second half was a very, very difficult spell of the game. Third and fourth stanza being very, very difficult for Letaba. So much potential, so much flair, so much energy, so many opportunities, 0 being converted. But the Mogol Rugby Club did very, very well. Is their ability to decide to kick for poles when they realized that they can't break the Letaba defense, slotting away 3 solid penalties. Van Biljon being the man to handle the business of the kicking team. Hence, they find themselves on 19 points at the end of the game. Brilliant, brilliant rugby that we've seen in this round number 4 of the Sibanye-Stillwater Super League Shield competition. Of course, all the action this afternoon brought to you live on the Global Sport Network. Remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. Every single weekend, we are bringing you the finest in sporting action, from club rugby and to various other sporting codes. Of course, a special mention goes out to the Naboomspruit Toyota branch that have been our sponsors in this broadcast this afternoon for both matches. The first one that the Nylstroom Rugby Club won, and this one where the Mogol Rugby Club were just a little bit better than the Letaba Rugby Club. Thank you so much for joining us for the broadcast. We will be heading down below possibly for the post-match presentation, chatting to the man of the match. Stay tuned as we wrap up the action right here at Worskool.
MDA American Agri Hub was established in 2022 through a partnership between Mine Workers Development Agency and Sibanye-Stillwater to look at what they call the post-mining economy. We've got a 2,000 chicken layer facility, a pack house. We also have 6 tunnels where we do regenerative farming. We've got participants that were trained in road marking and road maintenance, plastering and bricklaying, and we've got an internet cafe And the idea is to create exit pathways for our social employment fund program to run these as their own businesses, supported by MDA until such time that their businesses are sustainable. So ever since the social employment fund program started in Marikana, the impact has been quite phenomenal. Crime's actually gone down. MDA Marikana Agri Hub has gone up. There's general positivity around the community. You know, for me, that is fulfilling. We're here to make a difference in the Marikana community. And through our partnership with Sibanye, come tomorrow when there's no longer mining, at least the communities can continue to thrive.
The purpose of Thrive is really to re-educate. It is important for that just transition where mining companies have got land, it needs to be restored. I'm here working with Sibanye, doing the land regeneration, and through the restoration, they can turn that into something highly productive, which will then sustain the communities that are left behind. But in order to get the biology needed to restore the land, I'm here teaching the biological compost creation. And so that's how the eco-transformers was created, for Thrive to be able to buy a product that's been created here, because the indigenous microbes are here. And then we've got a garden going at the background to kind of show them themselves how the compost is so beneficial, allowing the natural process that works to come back into play, especially in farmlands, especially with our food production.
Marikana is a mining host community. There were a lot of challenges, but since 2021, when
Mogol Rugby Club as well as Letaba. I've got the Toy Hartzenberg, the captain of the Letaba team. Unfortunately, things not going your way. The Toy, unfortunately, dinge nie eintlik lekker uitgewerk vir julle nie.
Voel ons het baie teen onsself gespeel. Ons nie by die structure gebly wat ons geoefen het nie. Ons het die vorige 3 games reg gedoen en ons het daarmee weggekom. Ek dink vanaand het net nie afgeloop soos wat ons gehoop het nie. Ons moet maar net weer teruggaan en harder werk.
As jy nou kyk na die tweede helfte, ongelukkig, jy het geen punte aangeteken nie. Dit sal 'n bietjie van 'n area wees waar jy deur die week nou 'n bietjie sal regmaak, neem ek aan.
Definitief, ek dink net die manne wat opgekom het moes bydra gemaak het en ek voel ons het daar gelek. So basies maar net weer terug aan drawing board toe en ons moet werk.
Tough luck, dit toy. Wat deur jou tyd?
Asai, baie dankie. Dankie.
Yep. Yeah, kaptein. Okay. It has come to an end, round number 4 of the SIBANYE-STILLWATER Super League Shield competition. Heading into the big final, Viepje, the skipper, the captain of this Mogol outfit, they've been absolutely brilliant this evening. Viepje, wat het lekker reg gewerk vir jou span?
Ag, ek dink na halftyd het ons begin by mekaar kom. Ons 'n paar harde woorde gesê in die kringetjies soos wat nodig is, maar daarna het ons vasgetrek en ons het gewys wat Mogol regtig beteken.
As jy nou kyk na daai tweede helfte, die manier wat julle die game aangevat het, wat was belangrik vir julle?
Dissipline. Ek dink dissipline is 'n groot ding. Dis wat ons op die einde het ons bietjie slap gelê met die dissipline toe die manne begin stoot en stamp, maar dis waarvoor rugby is, maar ons het ons dissipline goed gehou en ek dink dis wat ons die wedstryd kon deurtrek vandag.
As jy nou kyk na die finaal wat voor lê volgende week, is die manne bietjie opgewonde.
Ja, hulle is tevrede. Ek dink dit gaan 'n baie harde een wees. En is nou back to the drawing board. Begin van voor af en nuwe dinge is op pad.
Sy WP wel gedaan. Thank you.
Marikana, which is a mining host community. There were a lot of challenges, but since 2021, when Sibanye came, they came with a positive attitude to saying, we want to develop Marikana. This bakery, I would say, is a beneficiary of that kind of relationship. So what motivated us to have a bakery, the unemployed people, they can't afford bread sold in the shops. So we said, let's do bread as an asset of the community. Our bread, it is a proper quality bread. What you tasted, you never tasted before. The bakery have 3 income streams. It's a bicycle, which goes out in the morning, direct in communities. The second one, it's a delivery to the local customers, the garage for school and police station. And then you're selling from the door at the bakery. Sibanye have enabled a platform to see that it's possible to partner and work with communities. And now Marikana is a welcoming space.